Oh, here we are. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. I'm Leo Bray. This is my partner Yanni, coming to you from the roof of a beautiful Airbnb in Bacalar, Mexico, where we're staying. We're in the shade of a massive mango tree because it's getting hot here. Visit us online at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook or urbanyoga.org. See, I paused myself in the middle of my introduction to say where I was, but that's who I'm here on behalf of. I'm happy to be here with you. We're happy to be here with you. And we'll start our gentle practice today on our backs. I'll give a side view. Come down onto your back. Bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees splay out. And if you like, you could have blocks under your knees to take the weight of your legs and make it a more passive posture. If this isn't comfortable anywhere, you could rest the soles of your feet on the ground and let your knees lean in towards each other instead. Your hands might rest on your body or on the ground, whatever you like. If you want to, close your eyes, bringing your attention to your breath. Just let it slow down and get deeper. Observe the movements of your breath. And the way that those movements feel. Now, for a moment, take in your surroundings. Take in whatever is touching upon your senses. Of course, when we're not sharing space, that includes the sounds that you get here in my setting. We have some construction sound, we have birds and wind. Sometimes we see these outside things as distractions. If we just look at them as something else to integrate, that perspective is more helpful. And we'll focus today on perspective during practice. From parts of this room, you can just see the tree. You move around, you can see some other houses. You stand in the right spot, you can see a beautiful lagoon about a block away from here. But then from other parts of the roof, you would never know there's water so close. From inside the house, you would never know about this wide open space just above. Know that it's a nice flat roof with plenty of room for practice. Turning inward again, scan your body to notice whatever there is to be noticed. Taking particular note of anything that doesn't feel so good in your body, so that you can stay mindful of such things as we practice, remembering that you're welcome always to skip or modify any part of practice. Part of a healthy perspective on practice is to remember that we're all different. And so each person's practice can be different as well. It's not reasonable for people who are very different to practice in exactly the same way. Whenever you feel distracted, your attention is drawn too much away from observing your body or your breath. Don't beat yourself up, just gently redirect, come back to focusing on yourself. The mind always wanders. That's just one of the things it does. If you wish to add any intentions of your own, do so now. With our intentions shared and individual in place, let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth with a sigh. If you have your feet together and your knees apart like I do, bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Use your arms to lift your knees towards each other and let the soles of your feet rest on the ground. I say ground even though I'm on the roof. That's part of our perspective, where whatever we're on is the ground, whether it's a carpet or tile or hardwood or grass or sand, wherever you are. Cross your left ankle above your right knee and reach your arms to the side. Keeping your shoulders grounded, let your legs fall to the right and turn your head to the left. Now slowly back up to center. Cross your legs the other way and twist the other way. Come on back to center. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees towards your chest. We'll make our way up to a seat. You could rock front to back and roll your spine on the ground, or tip to one hip. Press your hand to the ground and lift yourself up that way. Let your chin come down towards your chest. Slowly roll your ear towards your shoulder. Let your head tip back. Other ear towards the other shoulder. Take your time with a few more circles. Pausing if needed to rock back and forth at any particularly tight places. When you finish the next circle, change direction. And when you finish the next circle, lift your chin and look forward. Inhale, draw your heart forward, let your head tip back. Exhale, draw your heart back, let your head tip forward. Keep going, following the pace of your own breath. Focus on perspective today. You might see Yanni and I doing different things, different variations of the same thing. To offer different perspectives on the same or similar postures and movements. And of course, this can happen anytime because Yanni listens to her body when we practice and often isn't doing what I'm doing or saying. But today it's a little more deliberate and we're going to speak to it a little more directly. So Yanni's moving in circles and I'm just moving forward and back. Maybe you feel like doing circles. You can add a circular aspect to the movement, bringing your heart to one side as you come forward and to the other side as you go back. Or maybe you just want to keep going back and forth. And either is okay. There's no wrong choice. If you're making circles, maybe change direction after the next one, or maybe you already did that. As I say that, it occurs to me I did a couple in one direction and didn't do any in the other. So now I'll balance that off. And after your next exhale, sit up again. Bring your hands to the sides, rest your fingertips on the ground. Inhale, reach your right arm up alongside your ear. Exhale, reach to your left, feeling for length from your hip up through your fingertips. With an inhale, bring yourself upright. As you exhale, come into a twist with your right hand on the ground behind you, your left hand on your right leg. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to see about twisting some more. Finding out how much feels like enough. Let yourself unwind, come back to center. Inhale, lift your left arm up alongside your ear. Exhale, reach to your right. Inhale to come up. Exhale, come into your twist. Left hand behind you, right hand across. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. Let yourself unwind and come back to center. Lift the leg that's in front of the other. Interlace fingers and toes. Let your foot hang limp. And let your arm gently move your foot in circles. whatever grip works here for the hand that's supporting the leg. Doesn't have to be the grip I'm using. Change direction at some point. Release your toes. Use both arms to support your leg. Again, whatever grip works for you. Rock your leg in circles. Moving your femur around in your hip socket. Change direction. Release that leg. Bring the other one in front, lift it up. Catch the toes in your hand. And move that foot in slow, gentle circles. Again, taking a few in each direction. Release your toes, cradle your leg. Change direction. Release your leg. Make your way up onto your hands and knees. Lining your hips up above your knees. Your shoulders above your wrists or behind your wrists a bit if it's too much pressure on your wrists to have them right under your shoulders. Reach back with your right foot. Press the ball of your foot against the ground. With your next inhale, reach your left hand to the side, left arm to the side. If you want to go further with your next inhale, pick your right foot up, reach straight back to the sole of your foot. And if you like to go even further, bend your knee, reach back. See if you can take a bind, grabbing your foot or ankle, kicking against your hand, lifting your knee and your chin. Release and lower down. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, draw your heart up, let your head and tailbone come down. Take a couple more breaths with cow and cat pose. Come back to table. Reach back and press into the ball of your left foot. With an inhale, reach your right arm to the side. If you like, on the next inhale, pick your left foot up and reach straight back to the sole of your foot. There's a perspective. I set up too close to the air conditioner. If you want, bend your leg, reach back, see about taking that bind. It's important to check your surroundings. Release, lower down, and take those cow and cat breaths. And let's start to stand. Step your right foot up between your hands and then your left foot up to meet it. Hang out in your forward fold. Soft knees, heavy head, heavy arms. Sway back and forth, bending one leg then the other. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Inhale, lift up halfway, press your hands to your legs. Feel for the crown of your head moving forward away from your tailbone. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll to standing, hands overhead, palms together. Exhale, bring your hands together. Put your hands down at your sides. Lift your left shoulder towards your ear. Shift it back and let it down. Your right shoulder up and back. See, we're standing slightly in and standing. Different perspective of doing some things kneeling or sitting that I do standing. And now reach out to the sides. Exhaling, reach your shoulder blades and hug yourself. Or if you like, take eagle arms, intertwine your arms. Press your hands together. If you take eagle, then move your elbows and hands up and forward. Inhale, open up. Exhale, cross your arms the other way. Perspective is great. We could look at this tree as an obstacle, or we can look at it as an opportunity to demonstrate variation and an opportunity to say, huh? And shade, and then shade. Inhale, open. We both get the shade. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms out and up. Interlace your fingers. Flip your palms up. Look up at your hands. Lift up your heart. Now there's a perspective. There's a broken tree limb that's dangling. I'll just take it down and before it falls on my head, move it out of the way. Inhale to come up through center. Exhale to bend to the right. Up through center. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale up to center. Exhale, let your arms come down. And we'll start some sun salutations. And there's variation you can do there too. Sometimes in sun salutation, we go from forward fold to plank by stepping back. Sometimes we go from forward fold to plank by walking hands forward. Likewise, sometimes we go from down dog to forward fold by walking our feet towards our hands. You can also make that transition by walking your hands back to your feet. So you'll see us mixing that up and doing it differently as well. Also, if you're practicing with someone or in a smaller space, if you see me go like this, you don't have to go like this to the sides. You could reach your hands forward. So there's always room for variation, and you, of course, might think of some variation I'm not saying or we're not doing. You can find your own. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Make your way to plank. And yes, see, we vary the cueing too. I didn't say how to get there. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down, keeping your elbows in close. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your head and chest to whatever height feels okay in your lower back. Exhale, rock back up onto your hands and knees. Using table as a transition to down dog. Curl your toes under, press into your feet to lift your knees, press into your hands to lift your tail. And pedal your feet up and down. Let your heels get closer and closer to the ground. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward, make your way to forward fold. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale down. Make your way to plank. Exhaling lower, halfway or all the way. Inhale to bring your heart forward. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Make your way to forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Hands going off camera was not part of my plan. That's an accidental perspective. Now up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale down. Make your way to plank. Accidental things are just something else to weave in, something else to observe. Exhaling lower. Inhaling, open your heart. Exhale, back and up to downward dog. And take 3 cleansing breaths, then make your way to child's pose. Gently letting your knees down. Bringing your big toes to touch. Maybe you open your knees wider, maybe not. Listen to your body. Sit back towards your heels. Maybe your hands keep reaching forward and your pose is more active. Or maybe you let your arms disengage. Maybe even reaching back towards your feet. Observe your breath. Scan your body. Inhale, bring yourself forward and up to table. And step your right foot up between your hands. And we're going to play with a lunge and some rocking motion in the hips. So that could be a low lunge like this or a higher lunge. You could reach back and press into your left foot, engaging your left leg and lifting your left knee. So you can do that like runner's lunge. You can do the low lunge with that back knee down. Bring your hands to your knee, lift your torso. Find steadiness here, whether the back knee is up or down. Just make sure you're steady. You can lift your left arm or both arms. You can always keep one hand on your knee for steadiness. Exhale, sink forward in your hips and lower your arms. Inhale, glide back and raise your arms. The movement in your legs might be bigger or smaller. You might have long arms or bent arms. Might be one or both going up. Maybe you have both hands on your knee and just make it about your hips, making sure you're nice and steady. From the top of the movement, let's twist. Reach your left hand back. Your right hand could reach forward, parallel to the ground, or you can drop to your knee. Come through center with your hands by your heart and twist to the right. Come back through center, hands by your heart. Bring your hands down to the ground. Now, if the back knee is raised, let it down. We'll switch legs. Bring your right knee to the ground and bring your left foot forward. Keep your legs like that, or reach back, press into your right foot and lift the right knee. Lift your torso, use your arms as much as you like, or use the core more by using your arms less. Reach your arm or arms up if you like. Exhale, sink forward, lower your arms. Inhale, glide back and raise your arms. Breath and movement, continuous and smooth. Let's twist to the right. Come through center and twist to the left. Come through center. Bring your hands down. If your right knee is raised, gently let it down. Bring your left knee back to the ground and make your way to child's pose again. Inhale, come forward and up to table just briefly. And we're going to transition to sitting. Cross your ankles, walk your hands in towards your knees. And you could either roll over your ankles to come to a seat or tip onto one hip and swing your legs around in front of you. Extend your legs forward and flex your feet back. So in our sun salutations, we did some forward folds. This is basically the same shape, but we're reoriented 90 degrees, so it feels very different. We're grounded in the backs of our legs in our seat instead of in the soles of our feet. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. If your knees want to bend, let them bend. So maybe they do, maybe they don't. When you're standing, they would be bent here. With each inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. With each exhale, think of lowering down. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit up. Use your arms to nudge your legs apart. To whatever degree is okay for you. Walk your hands down your legs to whatever degree is okay for you. Bring your right hand over next to your left hand. Reach your right arm, no, reach your left arm to the side and turn your head to the left. You only have one right arm, Leo. Turn your thumb down. Reach towards your right hip and draw your left shoulder back. Extend your arm. Bring your left hand back to your right hand. Bring your right hand back over to your right leg or right foot. Bring your left hand over to your right hand. Reach your right arm out, turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb down, reach towards your left hip, and draw your right shoulder back. Extend your arm. Bring your right hand back to your left hand. Bring your left hand back to your left leg. Walk your hands up your legs and sit up. Nudge your legs in towards each other. Bring the soles of your feet together with a big space between your pelvis and your heels. And reach under or over your ankles and walk your hands forward on your mat. Let your neck disengage, let your head hang down and breathe into your lower back. Slowly walk your hands back and sit up. Bring your heels in as close as you can, keeping your feet together. Interlace your fingers, hold your toes in your hands. Wriggle on your seat to bring the bones in your seat closer to the ground and tilt your pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward with your spine long. See how far the long spine might go, wherever it stops. Let your head drop down and breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. Bring your hands to your knees, lift your knees towards each other, resting your feet on the ground. Bring your hands behind you, scoot forward towards your heels, and come down onto your back. Important part of your perspective on the roof is to mind where the rest of the rebar is protruding from the roof. On your back, feet planted, heels close to your butt. Cross your left ankle above your right knee. Bring your hands to your right thigh. Draw your right knee towards you a bit. Keeping your sacrum on the ground, your knee won't move that much. If your right foot doesn't lift off the ground like mine just did, you might press into the ball of your foot and lift your right heel to get the action in the hips that we're looking for here. This is a variation to doing pigeon, working on clearing some space in the hips without putting the weight of your body on your bent leg as we do in full pigeon pose. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left knee and nudge your left knee away from you, continuing to draw your right knee towards you with your right hand. Let your arms relax, let your right foot down. Heart opening is good as an energetic counter to pigeon or alternatives to pigeon. So play with a little bridge variation here with the legs crossed. Let your hands rest, palms down by your hips. It's like a one-legged bridge. Press into that right foot. Inhale, lift your hips up. Think of both knees drawing forward in the direction of those right toes. With an exhale, slowly lower down and explore that movement for a few breaths on your own. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, lower your hips. Feeling for hips staying in line with the knees. Let the next exhale down be the last one and cross your legs the other way. Bring your hands to your left thigh, draw your left knee in. If your left foot doesn't lift off the ground, press into the sole of your foot and lift the heel. Move your right hand to the inside of your right knee. Nudge your right knee out as you draw your left knee in. Let your arms relax, let your left foot down. And bring the sole of your right foot down. Then draw your knees in, hug your knees, rock and roll on your back, massaging it against the ground. That's right. Okay. Wow, it's a good thing Yanni's here. There's a perspective. I missed part of my sequence. Plant your left foot, cross your right ankle above your left knee. Rest your hands by your hips, palms down. Because I forgot the bridge, the one-legged bridge on this side. Press into the sole of your left foot. Inhale, lift your hips up. Take a couple breaths at the top of the first one. Exhale, slowly lower down and float up and down a few times at your own pace in this one-legged bridge variation. It's another great example of bringing perspective to bear in a productive way. When you make a mistake, sometimes we beat ourselves up. Mistakes are great teachers, and we all make them. Where we get into trouble is thinking that we don't, or thinking that we can't, or that making them makes us less of a person, less worthy, some nonsense like that. Just own your mistakes and move on. Let the next exhale down be your last breath with the bridge variation. Uncross your legs, draw your knees towards your chest, reach your feet towards the sky, reach your hands up to grab your legs or feet and play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. Happy baby's a fun perspective, just looking at your feet, maybe picturing a baby or imagining yourself as a baby. Babies don't worry about mistakes. They just freely explore perspectives. Look at your practice or look at your day, look at your life with the open and innocent wonder of a baby. You catch a baby's eye and they just stare right into you. There's no shame. They're not embarrassed. They don't worry about what you're going to think when they're staring at you. They're just seeing what's there. So whatever's going on in your practice, whatever's going on in your day, in your life, just take it in. Maybe look at it from another angle. Maybe change your perspective. Without judgment, without remorse. Invert for as long as you like. And when you feel complete, make your way to your final resting pose. Maybe that's corpse pose. Maybe you come back to the posture you started in. You can conclude your practice in any position where you can be comfortable and relatively still. You can always shift around and change your mind or find comfortable again, because comfortable can be a moving target. Maybe you focus on your breath or on an intention you had during practice, on perspective, on something else, or on nothing in particular. Start to take some deeper breaths. Invite movement back to your body bit by bit. Letting those movements grow bigger and bigger. Take your time when you're ready for some bigger movements to gently make your way back up to a seat. And bring your hands up to your heart. Thank you for sharing this practice today. The light within me sees and honors that same light within each of you. Namaste.